Most voters are familiar with where the presidential candidates stand on the hot policy issues. The economy, immigration, securing the border, reproductive freedom, and taxes dominate discussions. But what about transportation? Do you know where your candidate stands?
Chief Transportation Correspondent Maycay Beeler fills us in this morning. Maycay, we've heard it all but that.
I know it. Well, if you're scratching your head on this one, you are not alone. That's because transportation isn't even mentioned with Kamala Harris or Donald Trump's campaign platforms. But the winning candidate, is going to have a major influence on what kinds of infrastructure will get funded. So according to a study conducted at the Urban Institute, findings show a remarkable divergence between approaches taken by the administrations of President Biden and former President Trump. The Trump administration focused primarily on funding roadway expansion projects. More than 40% of the grant funding went to investments to add new lanes to existing roads to accommodate more cars or build new highways altogether. The Biden administration focused only 10% of projects in 2024 to expand roadways. Biden's new wave of funding focused on projects involving public transit, pedestrian and cycling components that really got very little consideration in the Trump era. The study showed the projects selected by the Biden administration were more likely to be located in counties with higher numbers of people of color, while the Trump administration typically selected projects in white communities. Biden projects were more likely to be in neighborhoods with higher rates of poverty, and these communities have historically suffered from underinvestment in transportation, resulting in worse access to health care and employment.
Maycay, obviously we know the next president of the United States. This could be cool, maybe the first in office to accept a phone call from the moon and have a woman's voice on the line there. Where do the Harris and Trump campaigns stand on the topic of space?
Yeah, now both supportive. But most presidential candidates don't even talk about it on the campaign trail in detail because in past elections, those that show support for space initiatives often face criticism because of the high price tags. Now, a researcher who studies international affairs and outer space says both the former president and Vice President Kamala Harris have used their positions to consistently prioritize U.S. leadership in space. Harris has led the commitment to refrain from testing weapons in space that produce dangerous space debris. She's the chair of the National Space Council, and Harris had hoped to establish the framework for regulating commercial space activities in the U.S., but it stalled in Congress. If enacted, the regs would have ensured future space activities, including private companies operating on the moon or transporting space tourists to orbit and back, would have to pass critical safety checks. Now, Trump had enjoyed a very productive record of space policy directives during his time in office, clarifying the U.S. government goals in space, including supporting the commercial space sector, tracking objects in Earth's orbit, and protecting satellites from cyber threats. So if elected, he may focus on a new space race against China. He is supportive of our missions to land back on the moon, as is the Biden administration. So voters can expect stability in the U.S. space policy as a result of this year's election. So it's unlikely either candidate is going to do anything to dramatically change the long-term missions that are underway.
All right. Sounds like space is in pretty good. No matter who wins, it all comes down to the rest of the infrastructure.
With Elon Musk being a good buddy
of
Trump, we'll see if that changes things.
Yeah, it certainly could.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, right. Thank you.